Hey guys, Be Twice here. Today is Saturday, July 31st. We're going to be taking a look at Tesla Bull and Bear case. I just posted another video a minute ago. I talked about how I'm trading over to TradingView, so I have to start working on getting all of my charts brought over here, which will take some time. So I will be doing less requests as I get this all together, and also bear with me as I am getting used to this platform. So with that being said, let's kick this off. Let's take a look at Tesla the bull case first. So what are we seeing? So back when we hit all-time highs, we actually had a um, what was in my mind a cycle wave 3, and we're in the process of pulling back for our wave 4, or we've already found our bottom for wave 4. So with that being said, let's take a look at this bull case. So with the bull case, what we're seeing is that we had a 5-wave impulse down for an A, and that we were working on a standard zigzag. So we had a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, which was our wave A. Then we had a 3-wave move up for our B, and then we had a 5-wave move down for our C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can technically be considered bottom because it does touch the 61.8% extension. So C technically could have bottomed here, but for a long time I wasn't favoring that being the bottom because it's more shallow than our wave A, which is not nearly as common, and that's what makes you think, hey, that Tesla could potentially go lower. But if they keep putting out earnings like they just did, I'm thinking that that probably was bottom. So let's go over this bull case. So assuming that this was bottom, this was our wave C, which was also our wave 4 bottom. What we have is we had an impulse up, so we have a 1, 2, 3, and we pulled back for our 4. So we're still working on this impulse to the upside. So I'm going to go to a smaller scale so we can actually look at this a little bit more. Maybe let's look at the 6-month. Okay. Um, so looking at the 6-month timeline, basically what we have is we have a 5-wave move up for our 1. We had a 3-wave move down for our 2, and we were working on this symmetrical triangle. On this triangle, we broke out, and we've been following this name for a while, and we were watching for this breakout several months ago, or it looks like about a month ago. We broke out, and ultimately we were getting rejected at the 700 mark. So I was expecting that Tesla was going to rip up from here and that we'd already be in the 700s, but it continued and continued to be rejected at that level. Um, and it continues to try to get above that level. So basically, what we're seeing is that we had a 1, a 2, popped up for a 3, and that we had this triangle for our wave 4 bottom. So what I'm seeing is that we've already had our wave 4 bottom, and now we're working on a minute 5-wave series to the upside, or excuse me, 5-wave impulse to the upside. We popped up for a 1, we pulled back for a 2, we had a 3, a 4, and right now we're working on that wave 5. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, I think Tesla's going to go a little bit higher, and that's going to be a higher degree wave 1. From there, we're going to get a pullback somewhere around this downtrend line off of this triangle. We should catch support for our wave 2, and then ultimately we're going to be rallying up into the 700s before another little bit of a pullback, and then going up to finish off our wave 5, our green wave 5. So when this happens and we get up to this range, then we're obviously going to get rejected, but I do think we could be all the way up even near 800 when we do get rejected. So I think that dips are a buy on Tesla. Because I do think that we're going to be following this bull case and we're going to be heading up to the right around 800 range. So let's look at the bear case now. So the bear case, quite interestingly enough, still shows that we should go a little bit higher before coming back down, basically because of the impulse that we're seeing to the upside. So let's look at the bear case. So the bear case is that it's basically the same thing, except the difference is that our wave 4 bottom is going to end up being down here. Sorry, I didn't move that before. But basically, we still have that 5-wave impulse to the downside, which is our wave A. We had a 3-wave move up for our B. So our A and B remain the same, and we still have a 5-wave impulse down here. The difference is because this was shallow, we don't label this as the finishing C. Basically, what we say is no, this 5-wave impulse to the downside was actually a wave 1, and that this whole impulse up that we've been working on is actually a corrective wave, a WXY, and that's going to give us our wave 2. Um, so ultimately, our wave 2 will still be somewhere. It has to be more shallow than the 777 range, but it's probably going to still be up 750, maybe even 760, somewhere in this ballpark. So even if looking at the bear case, I still see there being upside in Tesla, and still think that this thing will have another rally to the mid 700s before it ultimately heads lower. It still is showing that 5-wave impulse up. The only difference is what it'll be is it'll end up being an A, B, C move. So it'll end up being a 5-wave up, 3 waves back, and then 5 waves up. So it'll be A, be C, which will take us to our Y, which will end up being our wave 2. Then we're going to end up having 5 waves to the downside for 3. Then we're going to have a 3-wave move up, or maybe some crazy corrective sequence like this, like a 7 swing. That's going to go up for a 4 and then ultimately head lower for a 5. So the bear case has Tesla going down to somewhere in this 400 range, maybe 420, maybe a little less, maybe it goes down to 350. It could be anywhere in this ballpark. So as of right now, both bear and bull case do stand. I'm favoring the bull case simply because of the fact that Tesla's earnings were very good, and I don't see them going all the way back down to that 420 level. But other than that, we still are in this middle ground of Elliott wave theory where you can't definitively say one way or another. You just got to try to use the clues and different market underlying factors to give you a heads up of where you think this thing's going to go. So we'll keep watching this. I think bears or bulls, we still have more upside coming in Tesla, and we're still going to see somewhere around 750 at the very least, possibly even closer to 780 before maybe we're going to get rejected and we're going to head down for that bear case, or ultimately we'll pull a little bit lower, we'll catch support, and then we're going to be running to all-time highs. So time will tell exactly where we're going, but bears or bulls should agree that this thing is going to head to the mid 700s before we see more downside. So, all right, guys, that's what I have for the Tesla bear and bull case. We'll see if I can get a couple more videos up this weekend. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit like and subscribe.